puts Eric in a tough spot. 45,000 more back to Eric. He can really only call this if he feels quite strongly that Chris is bluffing. And certainly Chris could be bluffing. Chris has played very aggressively. He's bullied the table frequently over the last couple of days. Eric is considering exactly that. Is Chris bluffing? If you conclude he's not, you really have a weak hand with your ace-5. You can see that if he were to call, he doesn't have a lot left. He moves all in. Chris calls in an instant, of course, with his 2-pair. Eric is in big trouble. He's guessed wrong. I'm sure that he put Chris on a bluff there. Guessed wrong and walked into 2-pair. Eric has 7 outs for the win, 3 outs for a tie, so he's got 10 outs to stay alive, or he will be eliminated. Any deuce, any 5, any queen. It is a jack, and Eric Baldwin is our 3rd place finisher at the Party Poker Canadian Poker Championship, taking home $57,528. Very, very delicately played, well-played final table for Eric Baldwin. Very patient player. Feeling how right now? Be honest.
A little worn out.
Yeah.
Short-handed. Takes a lot of concentration.
Yeah.
Especially for these stakes. So.
Why'd you choose the limp?
I had been raising Shannon's blind quite regularly, and I thought he was ready to pop me back, and
right.
I would have rather seen a flop than have to lay down an ace pre-flop with position.
And fair enough. There's a rhythm to a tournament, and what I hear you saying is the rhythm was such that I was in the I better not steal his blind.
Correct.
I'm sure it stings right now, but to give yourself a few hours, maybe one night's sleep, the 57th hour will cheer you up.
All right.
Okay. Nice meeting you. Look, good luck in the professional poker career. When Eric busted that left just Chris and Shannon, there's 2 guys left, the money fall off is huge. The next guy out is going to get $75,000. The first place finisher is going to get $148,000. That's a big swing. The 2 of them took a little break together in the hallway. They had a little chat. I don't know if a deal was made. There may have been.
And what's this thing I hear about a deal going on?
Well, it's common when you get down to this, you try to work out a deal where second place gets more money than they would if you played it out, if you got a chip lead or something. And we discussed it, but we haven't reached a deal yet. So what?
Y'all could split 50-50?
That would be the generous thing to do, but this man made $200,000 about a couple months ago. He don't need the money. We got to go back to work when we go home. This guy's a 20-year-old bathroom. Okay, bud.
They didn't cut anything. It's too big. When one guy's got like 780 and the other one's only got 270, and it's 50% of what the winner gets for second, it's pretty hard to cut a deal. He might say, if you let me win it, I'll add 20,000 to your prize or something, but that doesn't make sense to me. Not if you've got any faith in your own play.
No, I guess we're gonna play it out.
You're going to play it out?
Yep, so I'm going to have to win now.
You're just going to have to win?
You will? I will, yes.
So it's a pretty big gamble then?
It is. Yeah, but that's what poker is anyway.
The money on the table, the ring on the table. 900,000 chips on the table for Chris Cornell and 100,000 chips on the table for Shannon Shore. So a huge chip lead. TJ Kluche calling the final few hands. Wow, it doesn't get better than that if you're either of these two players. Chris probably having a slightly better time. Pocket jacks for Shannon Shore. Queen 8 for Chris Cornell. And Chris will call. Shannon moves all in immediately. With close to 100, this is a big call for Chris to make with a hand as weak as Queen 8. What you don't want to do is rush. You have a huge lead. You don't want to make marginal calls and let your opponent back up off the mat. Chris calls. He's in bad shape, looking to double through his opponent.
Halfway out the door. Queen.
He hits the 8. Any queen or any 8, and Chris Cornell will win the tournament. 6 is no help. And Shannon doubles through. That'll take him up close to 200,000. He's still a long way behind, but there's now a glimmer of hope, and that may be something of a psychological blow to Chris. It was a bad call. He doubled Shannon through. We'll see if he is rattled or is he able to settle in now and administer the coup de grace. Ace Queen offsuit for Shannon. He makes it 18,000 to go. Ace 4 suited for Chris. He's going to re-raise. I think that's an acceptable play. Heads up, he does have an ace. Shannon has shown himself to be an aggressive player. His ace 4 may well be the best hand. I can't fault the re-raise at all. Chris makes it 48,000 to go, and Shannon moves it all in. Chris calls. He's in big trouble again. Shannon's looking to double through a second time, and that will really change the momentum here. Just has to avoid the 4, and Shannon's going to double through. Got the queen, but Chris does have a gut shot. A 5 will win the hand and the tournament for Chris. Shannon's in great shape, looking to double through again. No help on the turn. This could be quite a swing. Shannon has doubled through again. That is a huge, huge hand. Doubles through from 1 to 2 to 2 to 4. He has now close to half the chips. Chris Cornell's got 600,000 and Shannon's got 400. 4-5 of clubs for Chris. He calls. Jack 6 of hearts for Shannon, and he checks. Second pair for Shannon, a complete miss for Chris. Shannon checks. And Chris checks. Shannon checks the turn. The 8 of diamonds. He keeps trying to tempt Chris into betting. Chris is going to take the bait this time. He bets 25,000 on a pure bluff. Shannon calls. Checks the river 9. Chris the Lumberman Cornell. Bet and call instantly. Shannon's worked the hand perfectly, twice inducing Chris to bluff. Shannon makes the call. Chris Mucks